Alright, man. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This your boy King Emo, and you are now about to listen to an original audio horror story called Planet Zodia. So, only listen to this part of the story if you heard book one, and then after you listen to book one, go back and listen to the last two chapters that I just posted. Go back and listen to the last two chapters that I just posted not too long ago. So, as I said in the last two videos, I never recorded the early versions of Planet Zodia because it was on my friend's YouTube channel. It's always been on his YouTube channel. And he did some stories on this channel as well. So only listen to this version of Zodia if you heard the full story, like the full series, the whole book one. So a lot of people always ask me where the hell Planet Zodia started and where it came from. If you have nightmares, you have been warned. We're gonna get straight into it. A Zodia horror story. Here's a horror story about a planet known as Zodia, an original dark tale about a tribe that was known as zodaing. They was at war with another planet known as the cruxes. They went after the Zodia firstborn and kidnapped him and made him think he was from their planet. Part 1. This dark world started when the world was created one day far away in the galaxy on some Star Wars type shit. A new species was born, a special kind of species called Zodia. What the hell is Zodia? Zodia are mysterious creatures that are separated from the human race because they could be very dangerous. They might look innocent, nice, and sweet, but get on their bad side, and the Zodia tribe will be the last thing you will see. There are certain parts of the planet. 1. The wild. 2. The underworld. 3. The lost colonies of the Dream Watchers. If you want to know what the Dream Watchers is, if you click on the playlist below, it's a whole chapter called Dream Watchers. And if you go on my backup channel, it's a whole new story. It's a short story called Leo and the Night Watchers. The lost colony of the Dream Watchers. 4. Ancient zodaing gods and goddesses. The planet is mostly known for the wild side and the underworld. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the wild first. You will enjoy it. Beginning of the story. The wild is mostly known for Zodia. Let me tell you the reason why. The original Zodian tribe was born. Everybody lived in peace. The area was a very nice area, and it was run by a king and queen lion. On some Avatar type shit. They had decided to start their own tribe, so they got together and started building the kingdom. The kingdom was so big you could see it from the other side of the planet. So they spent about 2 years making a perfect kingdom. And once it was done, they made flyers saying a new kingdom was open. A year later, the kingdom was full of animals from all over the world. They had the wildest animals you could think of. Again, like I said, some Avatar type shit. A few years after everything was set perfect, the king and queen decide to have some kids, and they have their first prince and princess. Soon, the queen had her firstborn son, who was attacked by a powerful demon. Almost killed her, but she survived. The demon was too powerful. When the demon attacked her son, was given the powers of that demon. Her son was born with the demonic powers and the powers that came from the planet itself once he was born. Zodia was attacked by another species named the Crux clan. Why did they invade? Why did they invade the planet, you say? Because the planet itself was stronger than it already was, and they couldn't help but to kidnap the firstborn son after his 14th birthday. The story of the king and his tribe. After the firstborn was kidnapped, he had just turned 14 and he was living on another species planet known as the cruxes. They had done things to him, treated him badly in the worst ways you can think of. They even made him think he was from their planet when he was not. The crux had blocked his powers from his mind and he was being controlled until he was 19. Damn! He figured out how to use his powers and contact his mom, but she didn't find him until he was 14. And on his 14th birthday, he unlocked his powers from his mind. And when the time came, that's when the second war started. Once he was back on his own planet, he made weapons, and then he figured out how to use his own powers and also how to switch forms. He knew when to use them and when not to use them while the war was going on. He had died because the other species was constantly coming for him. He couldn't handle them until his mom decided to give him some of her powers. His mom was the goddess of all demons, but he was not meant to be a demon, but something more evil than a demon. So his mom gave him full powers. He became one of the powerful zodiacs on the planet, but he only used the goddess' powers in the battles and wars only after the first war had ended with the crux. The Zodian tribe blew up their planet like they blew up the first two times, but the planet was too strong to keep attacking it, so he was crowned king of the planet. He was the king while his dad was still living on the planet, but after his dad died, he was promoted to the last and only second king that had lived. His mom changed his name from Emo to King Linus. A few years later, after everything was over, he started his own tribe and had his own ritual. Him and his mom owned the planet and they lived in peace once again. But the planet had died out years later. Damn! After the last war going on, Linus moved on to Earth, found him a new home and a new family, and a new tribe. He still kept his tradition, but after 2 years of living on Earth, he wasn't so wild. Once he realized he couldn't be so wild like he used to be, and that's the end.